The NFL is a do-or-die league, where players play their hearts out with the hope of hoisting the iconic Vince Lombardi Trophy in February.
For the Chiefs that have not been able to taste this moment. This is Pitt! Kendall Fuller up to...
While many big names have been a part of Super Bowl winning teams over the years, other guys have forged memorable careers, but haven't been able to capture that elusive Super Bowl win just yet.
Toss to Godwin. He's got the first down and this game's over.
And it's all coming down to the wire, as these guys have only one more chance to do so before they officially hang up the cleats for good. So today, here are NFL stars' last chance at winning a Super Bowl. DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins was one of the league's most explosive wide receivers in his prime, back when he was with the Houston Texans and also, of course, with the Arizona Cardinals. He made 5 Pro Bowls as a result, but none of the teams that he was a part of were Super Bowl caliber, as they were all defeated in the playoffs.
On first down, Hopkins twisting out of traffic.
Hopkins had a forgettable run with the Tennessee Titans from 2023 until he was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs in the middle of the 2024 season. Hopkins helped the Chiefs reach Super Bowl 59 and scored a touchdown in the game, but the Chiefs were decimated by the Philadelphia Eagles 22-40.
For the second time, the Vince Lombardi Trophy is headed to Philadelphia.
Hopkins signed with the Baltimore Ravens in March of 2025. There, he has one chance to potentially win a Super Bowl with a championship contender. This very well may be his last chance, as he is well past his prime years and is very likely to retire within a year or so. T.J. Watt. Watt is one of the most talented linebackers to play in the league, as he strikes fear among opposing offenses on game day. Watt has made 7 Pro Bowls, was the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year recipient in 2021, and has made quite a remarkable Hall of Fame career for himself in the Steel City. However, the Steelers haven't won a playoff game since January of 2017, when they defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 18-16 in the divisional round.
Their last 7, beat Miami, come into Kansas City, beat them on the road.
Additionally, the team has had a quarterback carousel since Ben Roethlisberger retired after the 2021 season. Sure, Watt recently signed a 3-year, $123 million extension in July of 2025, but the Steelers are not the championship contender that they used to be in the 2000s and 2010s. Watt's time to win a Super Bowl is slowly closing, and this could be his last run to help the Steelers win a Super Bowl before he eventually retires. Cameron Hayward. Speaking of the Steelers, Hayward has also been a mainstay on the Steelers' defense since he was drafted by the team in 2011.
We get it above bloodlines here late in the draft. I just left Ohio State. I studied the Buckeyes.
Hayward made 7 Pro Bowls, was named the 2023 Walter Payton Man of the Year, and is a lock for Canton. However, as mentioned earlier, the Steelers haven't won a playoff game since January of 2017. Unlike Watt, Hayward is in the twilight of his NFL career and has far less time to win a Super Bowl, so that way he could maybe finish his career on a high note. The Steelers could trade Hayward if their Super Bowl window further closes, but we'll just have to wait and see what will happen in the 2025 season. Trent Williams. Williams is one of the best offensive guards to play in the league, making 11 Pro Bowls, starting in over 187 games, and making 3 first-team All-Pros.
Played over Trent Williams, the great All-Pro left tackle of the San Francisco 49ers.
However, Williams was stuck on a succession of bad Washington teams in the Dan Snyder era and was traded to the San Francisco 49ers in 2020 due to his losing trust with the team. You know, because of their handling of a medical condition that he was dealing with. Williams did help the 49ers reach Super Bowl 58, but the team lost 22-25 in overtime to the Kansas City Chiefs.
First and goal. Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot!
The 2024 49ers dealt with a lot of injuries on the roster, which really hurt the team's chances of making the playoffs. Williams is currently 37 years old and has said that he wants to play until he's at least 40. However, Father Time remains undefeated, and NFL players of that age can only do so much. Williams has to do whatever he can to help the 49ers return to the Super Bowl and potentially win it if he wants to add that ring to his Hall of Fame resume. Calais Campbell. Campbell is one of the best defensive ends to play in the NFL due to his longevity, veteran leadership, and having made 6 Pro Bowls. Plus, having over 110 career sacks is pretty dang notable. However, Campbell is on the twilight of his career, as he's going to be 39 years old when the 2025 season kicks off, which is sort of weird to think about. I always think of him as being so young. But the 2025 season will likely be Campbell's last chance to help a team win a Super Bowl. And, well, the Arizona Cardinals currently do not have a championship roster. Sure, they have some talented guys on both sides of the ball, and Campbell will provide excellent veteran leadership, but the competition in the NFC West is likely going to continue to be very intense. You know, like it was in 2024. Campbell must mentor the young guys to step up on the Cardinals' defense if they want to have a shot at making the playoffs, let alone making a potential Super Bowl run. Cameron Jordan. Jordan has been a part of some great New Orleans Saints teams, but the Sean Payton and Drew Brees era has come and gone, and Jordan's time in the NFL will sadly conclude within a couple of years or so. Jordan has made an incredible career for himself with 8 Pro Bowl appearances so far. He has over 121 sacks and was a first-team All-Pro in 2017. All that's really missing from Jordan's incredible resume is a Super Bowl ring. The Saints should trade Jordan to a title contender for draft capital and just try to rebuild for the future. Look, if Jordan is traded to a title contender, it'll be his final chance to get that team to a Super Bowl, as currently the Saints are nowhere near title contention. So the ball is in your court, Saints. Do the right thing and get Jordan to a title contender. Deebo Samuel. Samuel has been one of the best slot receivers in the league, at least during his tenure with the San Francisco 49ers. He helped the 49ers reach 2 Super Bowls, but they lost both of them to the Kansas City Chiefs.
For the Chiefs that have not been able to taste this moment. This is picked. Kendall Fuller up to...
Samuel has had one 1,000-yard receiving season in 2021 and made the Pro Bowl once as well.
Good protection. Fires. Leaping catch.
But he's also dealt with nagging injuries during his career and was traded from the 49ers to the Washington Commanders in the 2025 offseason, who are currently on the rise to become serious playoff contenders. As Samuel nears 30, being on the Commanders could be his last chance to reach a Super Bowl and possibly win it with Jaden Daniels, who is quickly emerging as the next superstar quarterback in the league. Davante Adams. Adams has been one of the league's best wide receivers, forming excellent chemistry with Aaron Rodgers for most of his career when they were on the Green Bay Packers, and briefly on the New York Jets together. However, Adams is 32 and he'll be 33 by the end of the 2025 season, and is potentially now moving past his prime. Sure, Adams put up some good numbers during his couple of seasons with the Las Vegas Raiders and Jets, and signed a 2-year, $44 million deal with the Los Angeles Rams to potentially help them return to the Super Bowl. Adams will likely form solid on-field chemistry with Matthew Stafford. But this is likely Adams' last chance to potentially win the Super Bowl, as the Raiders and Jets went absolutely nowhere during his tenures there. A.J. Dillon. Dillon made a name for himself on the Green Bay Packers roster from the day that he was drafted in 2020, where he helped the team reach the 2021 NFC Championship game, until the team lost 26-31 to the Tom Brady-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Toss to Godwin. He's got the first down, and this game's over.
Dillon hasn't had a 1,000 rushing yard season quite yet, but he's made some decent impact on the Packers during his tenure. Injuries have hurt his NFL career, as his 2024 season was derailed by a neck injury.
And that is Dillon, who's hurt.
Dillon signed a 1-year deal with the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles as a backup to Saquon Barkley, and should see some playing time on special teams, as it's likely going to be his last chance to win a Super Bowl. The Eagles have the roster to potentially repeat as champions, depending on what happens in the NFC East this season, and Dillon is in good position to potentially help the Eagles capture their 3rd Lombardi trophy. Khalil Mack. Mack has been one of the league's toughest linebackers to ever play, and has a Hall of Fame resume with 9 Pro Bowl appearances, was named the 2016 Defensive Player of the Year, and made 4 first-team All-Pros. However, the Los Angeles Chargers are not exactly a Super Bowl caliber team. Sure, head coach Jim Harbaugh helped the Bolts return to the playoffs, and yeah, they have a crazy amount of talent, but geez, they got a lot of work to do in the AFC West with teams like the Kansas City Chiefs and Denver Broncos if they want to contend for a Super Bowl. Mack signed a 1-year, $16 million contract contract extension with the Chargers back in March, but the team is currently over the salary cap, and Mack is 34 years old. Trading Mack to a title contender would free up some space and give Mack a much better chance to potentially compete for winning a Super Bowl. Depending on whether the Chargers trade him and who would be likely to acquire him in that scenario, well, that could be Mack's last chance to hoist the Lombardi Trophy. Kyle Juszczyk. Juszczyk is one of the best fullbacks to play in the league, making 9 Pro Bowls and being a 2023 first-team All-Pro. Juszczyk is currently 34 years old, which is on the older side for the position, but hey, he still produces. The 49ers had a rough 2024 season as injuries hurt the team. However, the 2025 49ers have a much better chance at competing for a Super Bowl with a much healthier roster entering the regular season. So, with all of that in mind, it could be Juszczyk's final opportunity to help the 49ers win a Super Bowl. As mentioned earlier, the man's 34 years old, even though he signed a 2-year, $8 million contract extension in March. In today's league, 34 ain't exactly young. When Juszczyk's career concludes, Canton will welcome him with open arms. However, the 49ers must stay healthy in the 2025 season to not only compete for the NFC West, but also return to the Super Bowl and capture that elusive Lombardi Trophy for the first time since the 1994 season. Christian McCaffrey. Staying on the 49ers, McCaffrey has made quite a name for himself at running back during his tenure with the Carolina Panthers and 49ers. However, his 2024 season was painful, as he dealt with calf injuries, Achilles tendonitis in both of his feet, and PCL injuries, which ultimately limited him to 4 games. With McCaffrey healthy for the 2025 season, this could potentially be his last opportunity to help the 49ers try and capture the Lombardi Trophy, as he's 29 years old, which is pretty dang old for the running back position. McCaffrey must stay healthy and help guide the 49ers through yet another competitive season and go through a very tough NFC West with the Los Angeles Rams, Arizona Cardinals, and Seattle Seahawks all looking to potentially win the division. If McCaffrey and the 49ers don't win the Super Bowl, the team could trade him away in 2026. But who knows? As of now, the 49ers still have a very talented roster, which should deal with fewer injuries than they did in 2024. The next question is, can McCaffrey help guide the 49ers to Super Bowl glory this time around? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. But hey, which NFL player do you think is on their last chance at potentially winning a Super Bowl? Do you agree with our list? Who would you add to it? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.